Hey guys! In this week's Walking Dead, we got pickle presents, a friggin' helicopter, and Rick and Daryl are thinking about seeing other people. As sad as the splitting of the dirty duo is, we've got a doozy of a theory here for you, especially for the comic fans. We think the AMC series could be setting up a surprising spin that's gonna put Negan in the ground. Now, those of you who haven't read the comics may not find this surprising, but comic fans are losing their minds over what I just said because they all know what the comics have planned for Negan. For those of you who just watched the show, stick with me, I think you'll be surprised where this goes, and comic fans, take a second and hear me out. There are a lot of contributing factors to this theory. Kirkman and AMC have proved time and time again they want comic readers to experience something new with the show. The current conditions of the series vary pretty greatly from the print version of the all-out war story arc. In the comics, Carol and Morgan are long dead, Daryl doesn't exist, and neither do the trash people. Eugene never seemingly helped Negan, and Negan definitely was not locked in a trailer with Father Gabriel. We especially see differences in pivotal moments like the death of Lori, Glenn, and even the Governor. So this is another opportunity for them to stray from the expectations set up by the comics. Also, Walking Dead's ratings have been dipping drastically from what has been dubbed Negan fatigue. TV fans have been crying for Negan's death, and showrunner Scott Gimple definitively told Entertainment Weekly the war will absolutely be resolved by the end of season 8. Absolutely. So it's not hard to believe that killing Negan is an idea that has been tossed around the writer's room, and we think they may have found an interesting solution. In this week's episode, we see Negan have a very tender moment, sharing his darkest and most regretful memories with the Preacher. This scene created the emotional range and impact that the old Slugger was missing. However, this scene in the comics takes place much later in the comics, after Negan has his life spared by Rick and a 2-year time jump takes place, where Rick and Negan begin to share some level of trust after fighting alongside one another. Why share this tender moment now, especially with such a minor character? Walking Dead has a pretty good track record of giving villains some depth and humility, developing a deeper connection for the audience before what is usually a very violent end, but we don't think that end will come from Rick. In the comics, Rick has a showdown with Negan outside the walls of Hilltop where, after a much chit-chat, he slits Negan's throat, has a doctor save him, and imprisons him as an example to create a new world order in which human life is preserved whenever possible. Negan is kept in a cell below Rick's house in Alexandria, a cell very similar to the cell built by Morgan on the show in season 6. It's here we may find our solution. The show seems to be cultivating a new villain, one that is homegrown right from episode 1. Morgan is a man who has seen a lot of struggle in his time on The Walking Dead, and he is once again becoming the shaken soul who grew compelled to extreme violence, especially when it promised vengeance. Morgan's dedication to Rick's cause has become zealous, and he is pointing his uncontrollable anger directly at Negan and his followers, willing to harm his own friends to get them. Meanwhile, Rick is losing control of his people. We see him watch his leadership losing grip as his friends are overcome with desire to end the Saviors through whatever means may present themselves. This seems to be leading to a heavy confrontation that we hope takes place at the mid-season finale. It is here that we believe that Morgan will defy all reasonable advice and take Negan's life, only to end up in the cell that he himself built within the walls of Alexandria. This would leave Rick with the fallout of having turned his friend Morgan from his path of near pacifism and created a new monster that he must then choose what to do with. It would essentially make Morgan take Negan's place for the future story, creating a path that greatly deviates from the comics. Whether this takes place or not, this would be a brave and interesting step for The Walking Dead and would perpetuate the polar shifts that Walking Dead has maintained with these characters since their initial meeting. We can't wait to see this confrontation reach its exciting end. What do you think will happen? Will Morgan kill Negan? Will anyone kill Negan? Negan will definitely kill others. Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to check out our other Walking Dead theories, like who we think could be Negan's informant within Rick's ranks. And as usual, for all things Walking Dead, stick with IGN.